This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back guaranteed. Get an expert now on TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live full service. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Dude, did you know you can subscribe to onlywrestlers.com and keep in touch with your favorite wrestlers? The party never has to end.
This week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Get Blitzed, and you can get 15% off your order when you head to get-blitz.com and use promo code RVD. Get 15% off.
One of a Kind with Rob Van Dam is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam!
I'm Rob Van Dam. The whole show.
What's up, everybody? This is Dominic D'Angelo. I'm of OneTrueSport.com, but I'm here, per usual, with Mr. Rob Van Dam. It's one of a kind, but we also have Sabu. Sabu, how you doing, man? It's great to see you. Hell yeah.
Very bad.
Sabu looking more and more like the Sheik all the time.
You're looking great, man.
Love it, yeah.
Yes. I put in the sun almost every day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How's everything been going? What's new? You look great. How's the process going? Are you still getting ready for doing like a last match thing, or what's your game plan?
Still getting ready. It's not coming along as fast as I thought, but it's still coming along. But the next match I have is in April, supposed to be against Joey Jordan. But he backed out. He's hurt. But I never said it was my last match. It's one of my last matches. It's my last match. Not if I win, I'll have another one.
There we go. There we go.
My best match. I won't be ready by then, but I'll try.
All right, man. Well, yeah, you're looking great, and it's cool to see your process and getting ready for it too, man. So
my body's taking longer to respond than I thought. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Yeah. It all hits us all, right?
I'm immature. We're immature, but I'm old.
Right? I think we all are in a little bit of ways.
But the thing about that, Sabu, the other side of that coin is you're always the youngest that you'll ever be again.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Well, we're live.
I'm 20. I said I was 23 times.
That's right. Dude, well, that's the thing, Sam. Okay, I'll ask you this question. I asked Katie and Rob this before.
Hey, my girlfriend's 35. 34.
Hell yeah.
What does?
My girlfriend's 34.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, okay, I see where you're going. Yeah, we got a 20-year windows. I'm 54 and Katie's 34.
Oh.
That's not bad. 25-year difference.
You got, but you said 34, and you're 24 years older.
25.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
why's everything got to be a competition with you,
guys? Sabu, I'm going to ask you the question that I asked Katie and Rob too. The one time,
can't stay on his couch, bro. Oh,
no, that's not it. No, what age do you feel in your mind? Do you feel like a certain, for example, I think I'm 39 actually, but I feel like I'm 28 years old. That's kind of what I feel like. Is there a certain mental mindset that you have?
Well, physically, I kind of feel the age. But
sure.
I'm immature still. I still laugh at stupid things. When I talk to people my age, I look up to them like they're old people. Or if I talk to one of my friends' parents, even if they're younger than me, I like put them over as if they're older than me.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I do the same exact thing.
Hold on. When I started wrestling, when I came up to my uncle's house, I was 19. He was 59, about my same age. But he was like he's almost broken down. I don't feel like that. But Yeah, I feel pain, but it's sometimes tough, but I don't feel like 60. My pain is from wrestling, not from being 60.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Sabu, you remember that show we did, Terry Funk's retirement match? We were in Amarillo, Texas.
Yeah.
I think Dory was 53.
You thought he was old. Right?
Yeah, right. For sure. I wrestled Dory that night, and I was like, wow, he's an old man, but not too old for me to dive out of the ring and see him with my big ass.
I remember after that match, he had a footprint on his forehead.
He did.
Remember?
That's right. But he's snug too,
He
especially.
didn't bitch at all.
No, he liked it. He's a good guy. Marty bitched. Just joking, Marty.
I went to the house, and Marty took my phone so that I couldn't call nobody, and really treating me rough like I was a kid. And I went to the door, man, your wife's a bitch. And I go, whoops. He goes, yeah, I know, but it slipped, But he goes, yeah, I know. He took my phone back because I made no contacts while I was with them because I was under their dime.
He said, "You try living with her."
Hey, Rob, how was it like working with Dory? Like, did you figure out you guys had pretty good synergy? Still such different styles and obviously different generation kind of thing.
Yeah, but you know what? I wrestled him in All Japan, and in All Japan, you have the weirdest matchups. Like any given night, it could be a singles match or it could be a 6-man match, and you're in there with like the strangest matchups, and everybody has to be compatible on that platform of like All Japan Pro Wrestling. So I was wrestling guys like Abdullah the Butcher. Like you would think, like, what kind of match is that going to be, right? But it's another pair of boots across the ring. It's really
change your moveset.
Yeah. Although I did monkey flip him. He loved taking a monkey flip, Abdullah. But Dory always, I always got along with Dory since my first tour in '93. I believe did I meet him over there? No, I don't know. Actually, I believe that I think I met him before I went over. He didn't get me booked the first time, but after that he did. But it was Lord Blears. Do you remember Lord Blears, Sabu? Probably not. Oh, you do?
In Hawaii, right?
Yeah, that guy got me booked in my first tour of Japan in February of '93, and then Dory was instrumental in everything after that. And it was Brady.
Victor was a help too.
Butcher, yeah, Johnny Ace, obviously, he booked a lot of the talent.
Victor recommend you to Baba. No?
Butcher?
Yeah, I Bill the Butcher recommend you to Baba.
No, Bob. It was Brady Boone who put me in touch with Lord Blears and had to send a VHS tape and stuff. And then Lord Blears, got me hooked up with February '93, my first tour there. And then, but I also wrestled Brady for a Dory Funk show. So I'm trying to think like if that was before or after I started going to Japan, but I think it was before because I talked to him also down at in Florida at the Universal Studios. I remember talking to Brady Boone one time, and I guess it was Freddie Mansfield, and he was just like, "Man, have you ever gone to Japan? They would love your style over there because nobody was doing that stuff, back then and in the States." So it really stood out just because I was, doing some kicks and some high flying. That's how it happened.
What was that, Sabu?
If it wasn't for Japan, I would never got my style in. They were the only ones that were willing to do whatever I wanted. Everybody else said, "You doing that shit with me?"
Yeah.
First guy of anything was Terry Funk to do it. You can do that shit with me, and he did.
How about that, dude? That's awesome.
He gave me credit for giving him 10 more years of wrestling, but he got 25 more years.
Mm-hmm, right. 100%. So, Sabu, would you say that you go into them people seeing you do the kind of style that you did in All Japan and stuff like that, did that help cultivate you get more business in the States then eventually more so and doing what you wanted to do and giving you that cutting edge kind of figure kind of style?
Yes, but it was FMW. They let me do whatever I wanted. And like I'd say, what do you want tonight? They go, Sabu style. And I go, what's that? They go, whatever you want. So whatever I did, it wasn't wrong. and then it became styled. Cheating, throwing chair. Before in FMW, when you hit a Japanese with a chair, they booed you. But when I threw it, they didn't boo me.
Really?
Yeah. Everything I did heel, but they always cheered me. Even if my partner was a heel, they'd boo him and cheer me.
Not if it was me. Not if I was your partner.
They'd boo us both.
And then, but then Sabu went to New Japan, which is a bigger company, and they obviously have more hands-on control over safety on their shows and stuff like that. And so Sabu style got some pushback there. And then he came to All Japan, where I was the whole time. And then we started working together. And then I was seeing him just, make the call on his own. Like he didn't seem to care what the office said. If he thought it was right, he would do Sabu style.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Remember All Japan? They charged me $700 for one table.
No, I forgot about that. They told you don't do the table, don't break the table, so you broke the table. Yeah.
But that's
and they charged you for it?
What?
They charged you for it then?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mrs. Bobby. Because she said it wasn't my table, it was the building's table. So the building charged them $700.
Holy shit. Wow.
That's
wild.
The tables unless I asked them.
Yeah. Wow. Holy smokes. Well, that's pretty neat too.
I would grab the table, try to use it, but not. So people still think.
So would you say then you'd give Terry Funk a lot of credit for like helping kind of globalize in a way your own style and everything?
After Terry allowed me to do it with him, everybody, the floodgates open, everybody wanted to wrestle me and do my shit. Before that, only young guys wanted to wrestle me, and only young guys I could do my shit to. I see Nick Baku, he goes, man, that's great shit, but you're never going to do that with me. I said, of course not.
Yeah,
but Terry goes, do that crazy stuff with me. And I go, really? He said, yeah. He goes, tell me what it is. So I told him. He didn't understand it. I just said, when I say stay, catch me, or move. And that's what he did. And I said, whatever I do, try to do something right back at me. He did like a reverse flash, that'll move something, but still a body attack outside the ring. Something he'd never done.
Man.
Then shortly after that, he was doing moonsaults out of the ring.
That's the thing too, is like,
when I wrestled Terry, he was about 56, I think. And I go, man, this dude's old. I'll never be that old. I'm not that old. I'll quit. But he wrestled another 20 years.
He did.
Back in the late 50s was over the hill, not anymore.
No, there's so many people doing that now. It's like you look at some people at the top of like AEW or like the couple. There's like I think a couple in WWE that still wrestle at that age too once in a while, and it's just like that's the norm now a lot of the times.
Billy Gunn, 52 or something.
Right? Yeah. Right. It's nuts. It's awesome though to see. I love it.
If I wasn't broken up, I'd be in better shape. But I'm in a lot of pain, so I can't really train the way I want to. And if I wasn't hurting, I would train too, even if I wasn't wrestling. I like training, like afterwards.
What kind of training regimen do you do right now to kind of accommodate for things and stuff like that?
I do a lot of walking or slow jog, what's it called? Fast walking or speed walking. And I listen. And anything I do kind of throughout the day always has some kind of training involved.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Have you ever thought about doing like DDP yoga or anything like that, or anything that?
Offered, but if I did yoga, I wouldn't be able to go back to my hometown.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that would be good for me. My joints are bad, not my. I don't think it would do good. I do a little bit of yoga, but it kills me.
Yeah. It can definitely wear on.
I can lift weight, but only in certain angles where it doesn't hurt.
Right.
Not every I can hit.
Right. Yeah, no, it's is
my shoulders.
Yeah, the shoulders are the key thing too. Especially with yoga.
You need to do some of these arm things.
I did arm things.
Yeah.
You keep doing the arm things.
Hey, remember we're telling Stan Hansen about the triple jump moonsault or triple jump from the chair to the top rope out to the floor, and he's like, Is there a way I can move on it?
That's a good line.
I remember I had it up to him, and I had to get beat, and I was pissed. And he goes, "Oh, it's gonna be one of them, huh?" You remember that?
Yeah, because you had a nail in your boot.
What?
Because you had a nail in your boot.
I know, but I didn't want to put him over, and he knew I didn't. So he goes, "It's gonna be one of them, huh?" Like he's going to beat the shit out of me, but he didn't. I worked. I just didn't like it. I wasn't gonna resist.
Stop resisting.
I didn't mind putting him over, but they wanted 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready. But one day I had bad knees. He goes, "Don't kick my knees." I said, "I can work it pretty good." He goes, "No, don't touch my knees." First thing I did, kicked him in the knee, but I didn't hurt him.
That's great. That's great.
It wasn't that stiff. It's
Right.
because I was good.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Actually, after years of that, knowing him, I got to be good friends with him.
Yeah. Yeah. I've only met Stan a couple of times, but he seemed like a good dude. But Rob said too how much of a wild card he could be in the ring too a lot of times.
He kept me good, and he's kind of a bully in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Say you want your 2025 to feel like a 5-star frog splash from the top rope, up courtesy from RVD. Well, you can get no better than those THC gummies or CBD gummies from Via. Tell you what, I love both versions, whether it is THC or CBD of the gummies. Big fan of the Flow State, which is the CBD version. Kind of gets you a little bit more focused, a little bit more in tune with your environment. And then I also like the Elevate. That does the same thing and gets you a little bit more perked up too with that THC. But they have the options if you're looking to relax and chill out. There's that for you too in CBD form or in THC gummy form. RVD's a big fan too. He got his Via, and we both like the product quite a bit. And we got a special deal for our listeners. So if you're 21 plus, check out the link to Via in our description and use the code link RVD to receive 15% off. And if you're new to Via, you get a free gift of your choice. After you purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via.
Yeah. We got some super chats in here. Some from Maddie here, and we got one from Frankie, Devin Dowling. We'll start with one from Maddie here. He says 97 you guys versus the Eliminators is epic. Who are your guys' favorite tag team opponents that you had to go up against? Would you say? Did you guys have ones you always had good chemistry with, you think, or enjoy?
Hayabusa and Zaki. Hayabusa. Whatever.
We only wrestled them that one time, but
I like that.
A lot of what other people were enjoying was a bit of a struggle for us, and so like it'd be like just going to work for us and having struggle. Like, man, they weren't selling shit, or they were being, if we got them again tomorrow, man, we're gonna have to boom, whatever. It'd be just like a day at work, but it would come out a lot of times because it was so competitive, because of the mindsets. It would come out with great matches with the Dudleys and with the Eliminators. We didn't wrestle the Gangsters. I don't know why.
Wow.
Yeah, we wrestled them.
Huh?
We wrestled them once.
The only time I remember doing it was when we came back from the Monday night thing and everyone was hitting the ring with lights out. I don't think we had a singles match.
We wrestled them. We worked again. We started with them, and the Eliminators interfered. So it was a 3-2-2-2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It was terrible.
Well, if you're gonna put it that way.
Yeah, that's some wild opponents you guys had, but yeah, definitely memorable ones too, for sure.
Candido and Lance Storm.
Yeah.
Who else was there back then trying to come after us?
Roadkill and Danny Doran. Those guys are fun to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys. Man, I was. What was that?
Roadkill's one of the best.
Well, here we go.
I think the first time I did Event Terminator was to Roadkill. in the daytime, like in the arena, like I wanted to try it, and I
You
was
would
like,
do that with a young guy. You wouldn't do that with Nick Rocker.
Not doing that with Nick. I don't think you'd.
family move.
Yeah, I tried all my moves. I first used them on green guys who didn't have choice.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Try him out on that.
In the early days of ECW, when I put a guy through a table, I give him an extra $100 if they told everybody it hurt. Then I pushed Taz back through a table and it broke, and you no hurt. You told everybody it didn't hurt, so everybody started doing it then. And I go, why wouldn't the floor be softer than the table? The table breaks my fall before I hit the floor.
Right. That's it.
The table was a crash pad.
That's it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's that definitely different.
The table sometimes it kills me.
Mm-hmm. What was I going to ask you too, Seth? Oh, I know you talked about this plenty of times, but I always find this such a cool thing is like you working like Dave Meltzer in the dirt sheets where like people think you'd like botch a set and stuff like that, but it'd make you look more like wild and unpredictable and stuff like that. How much fun did you have kind of doing that aspect of it all and leaning into that a little bit?
The fun part is just being it's professional to me. I don't like people knowing what I'm doing before I do it. And I don't know my exact plan because when you paint a freehand or freestyle, you don't really have a guideline. You go with what you feel. Same with wrestling. I don't really have a guideline. I go with what I feel, and the guideline comes to me during the match. You know, well, so and so this side you guys get heat. This side you come back. So I get heat and come back to what I feel like.
Yeah.
And usually I'm right. You know, people still pop. But with WWE, when I did the stuff that wasn't scripted, they didn't like it. Even though it was good, they didn't like it.
Right. Yeah. No, that's the thing. Would you credit getting those instincts from Sheik, or did you get that from a lot of different people, would you say?
Well, Sheik is a trained me to learn instinct.
Yeah.
I wrestled every night for 7 days for like 3 months, and every day was a lesson. Every day I had to do something, improve something different.
Yeah.
I improved it. What I was doing, then moved on to improve something else. What I already did first, I already had that down. I didn't need that to help.
Yeah.
You don't want information until you're good at it.
Yeah.
Like
I know
do what you like to do, and only do what you do good.
Yeah.
Practice it. If you do that good, do it in the ring.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
I do things what I want to do, not things I have to do.
Right. Yeah, and you can, and you know how to make it make sense in the ring and make it all kind of happen in that way, make it develop. That's awesome. Let's do another one.
I pay especially attention to detail. My detail, when I pay attention, you'd be amazed at how little things I pay attention to.
Right. Yeah. The little Rob talks about that all the time. How
the things you overlook that make you look like a rounded athlete or a rounded soldier.
Right. Yeah. You know, I know you guys both talk about how important the little details are, and like even just the little things that you guys pay attention to, the in-betweens. Rob was talking about that. I think we were breaking down, like Jerry Lynn talking about how to break down a match, and like the little in-between stuff is the key aspects of it all. In-between
stuff, that's how you build your character. That's how you become you. Anybody can do a super. It's how you do it and what you do after it.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. That's great stuff.
Anybody can do the moves, but if they don't sell it, people don't buy it. I sell almost everything I do, and everybody thinks I'm hurt.
Right.
And when I want them to think I'm hurt, they think I'm fighting against odds. Now I'm struggling. I'm hurt. I'm struggling.
Yeah. Right from the underneath. Yeah. You talk about.
I learned in Japan that the fans want to witness you struggle. They want to see you try down, finally make it over. Then they respect you. They go out and they see you struggle.
Right. Having that like fighting spirit and getting back into it kind of thing.
You earned it. You didn't get over in one night. Even if you're good enough to get over one, you didn't get over one night. You get over gradually. So when you do get over, people buy it.
Right.
I lost every night for 6 years. Until I went to Japan. I never won a match.
Wow.
And I was mad because I want to win, but I was also understanding it's business.
Yeah, it's all the name of the game.
I'm putting a spot on the show. Not everybody can be Stan Hansen. Not everybody can be the Sheik. sometimes you just have to be a nobody.
Right. And and then eventually you got to do the style that you wanted to do. And then
First match, I was laced in the first match. Never went to the top rope. Never went out of the ring. Never bled.
Man, that had to be tough to kind of accommodate too. Like if you're used to doing no.
I wasn't used to doing other stuff. I used to be in the one-man first match guy.
Yeah.
Doing too much.
Okay.
And what I did, I tried to make it the best.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Another question asked. Frankie asked you guys, what was your favorite ECW reunion show for both of you guys if you had to choose one? Was there one that stands out to you guys the most? I mean, I guess you could. Would you consider One Night Stand that though? A reunion show? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. So yeah, One Night Stand. Sabu, is there one that stands out to you? Pun not intended.
One match that stands out to me.
Well, a reunion show. Which was there a particular reunion show that you like? An ECW reunion show. It was asked.
I guess the One Night Stand would be the best.
Yeah.
Except the guy there wasn't in ECW.
Right.
You know, I guess he was there once, and then I was there shortly. I wouldn't call those guys ECW.
No.
Passed through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it.
They didn't struggle with us. They came in, made a payday, and going up, they got a bigger one. We struggled.
Right. Like, yeah, they were part of the thing, but when you really think of ECW, you think of you guys, and you think of like the W.
Those guys didn't used to do what they're told. When you wrestled for Paul, ECW, they could do whatever they wanted, and it got over.
Mm-hmm.
For that, they would never got over. They wouldn't know they could do that.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it for sure.
Paul's a genius because he goes, if you're smart enough to put a match together, I'm going to lecture. He's so smart to know if he should lecture or not. Some of the guys can't. He has to put it together for him. But he knows he said we do something amazing because he trusts me. He knows that makes him a genius that he trusts me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Vincent trust me. Almost nobody really trusts me. They all thought when I go crazy or jump the guardrail, they thought I was out of control. I was not. I should never.
Yeah. Rob talked about the one time where Vince brought you in to do promo work or something like that, and Rob was with you at some point. How was that? Like that kind of like you're not known for the speaking stuff, but him trying to work with you and stuff had to be kind of like a really different vibe.
I hated it. I despised it.
I bet.
One day Vince goes, to be a top baby face, you get to talk. You gotta be a friendly baby face. I said, yeah, but I'm getting over the way I am. He goes, I get you over so much more. I said, yeah, but I kind of like what I'm doing. You know, I did it myself. He goes, no, I'll get you to talk. And I can make anybody talk. Just me, you, and the camera. I said, all right. So he wants just me and him in the room. So I said, I brought Rob with me. So Rob came in, what are you doing here, Rob? And Rob goes, moral support. Rob was there. But I couldn't do it. He goes, say homicidal, genocidal, suicidal. I am Sabu. I can't do that. I don't call myself that.
Right.
I was too embarrassed to say it.
Yeah.
I would never say I'm the greatest. Even if it's the work, I would never say I'm the greatest or the best. I'd never say that myself. You could say it, and I would agree with you, but I'm not going to boast myself. If I was great,
like every other wrestler.
Yeah.
No, it is seriously. I'm just saying. I mean, I say I'm the whole effing show, but I'm just saying. I'm always pointing out that's the goal in every single promo of every wrestler, every UFC fighter, maybe every boxer. Every agenda is to be like, I'm the best in the world, and here's why.
So don't be like
that. You gotta have.
Yeah, right. See, I don't have any kind of ego. Not even if it's work. I can't. It's hard. I'm not an actor. I can't act. Wrestling to me isn't acting. It's natural. I act like Sabu, yeah, but to me that's so easy. I'm not acting. I'm natural. And if I have to act, it's harder work. And if I see through it, you'll see through me.
That's it too. Like, and fans can tell. Fans can tell, like, too, when you're not being organic or anything to that effect.
Yeah, they know you're acting, but if you're bad acting, they don't want you. I'd be a bad actor.
Mm-hmm.
One time, Stephanie wanted me to read a script, and I couldn't really read it. And I said, these are words I'd never say, and it was too long. I can't remember. She goes, try it. So I read it, and she goes, stop. Sounds like you're reading. I said, yeah, I'm reading. She goes, try it again. So I go, how about this? I'm looking at the script. I rip it up and walk away. I come back to her, like, how was that? She goes, do it again. I go, do what again? Do that or do yours? She goes, do mine. I said, all right, I'll be right back. And I left, and I thought they were just going to ignore the promo, but they didn't. Wow. They didn't. I broke my arm, took me out of the match, and I was fired shortly after.
Wow.
But it was mutual fire kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be work with, but things were going my way. I was frustrated. I thought I paid my dues for them to give me a chance my way, but I couldn't even do most of my own moves. I couldn't hardly break a table, couldn't double a chair, shit like that. I couldn't do them.
Right.
What I remember about talking with Vince is, I'm trying to middleman and trying to help make Sabu comfortable, but not make him do something he doesn't want to do,
Sure.
And Vince is trying to, I guess, tap into what he sees in Sabu, and he goes, quite frankly, he said, I think you're a bit of a sadomasochist. And I didn't know what that word meant. And I laughed at it. You're a sadomasochist. And Vince said, well, frankly, Rob, so are you. Oh, what does that mean? Yeah. I didn't know what it meant till later, but I was like, wait, I don't know if that's good or not.
What you mean?
Someone that enjoys being hurt.
Oh, I'll enjoy it, but I can take it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's not like we get off on it. It's
you like me. No, I
go
don't.
off on it. Yeah. I got to go get a cord. My laptop's going to try and die.
Oh, that's okay. What was I going to follow up with too on that step? Yeah, I think too, it's just like knowing watching old promos with you and Rob and Fonzie and stuff like that. And like seeing how you can kind of handle yourself and like just how you knew who you were basically. And both Rob and Fonzie, like playing off of those guys where you were the kind of the reluctant guy, like kind of the silent type in there, I thought played to you much more well anyways, So that's kind of how I felt about it all.
I couldn't hear you. My ears ringing.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I said seeing old promos in ECW with you and Rob where like Fonzie's whistling and Rob's talking trash and all that stuff, and you're kind of just in the background and stuff. That fit it great. And who you were, it's just like that dynamic could have, I think, definitely transferred over in WWE if they knew how to handle it.
We wrestle similar. We are different. We're different. And so is our personality, so is our promos. I say nothing, he says it all. He brags on himself, I don't brag on myself. I act like an egotistical bastard,
Yeah,
but,
right.
We get together. It wasn't two guys that don't talk, or two guys that do talk. One guy has what the other guy doesn't have.
Mm-hmm. Right. And like your looks are different. You each got your own unique style of how you offense and attack and stuff like that.
We learned together, but we didn't learn the style to copy each other.
Absolutely.
Like do similar moves, but if you really look at it, we're different.
Right. Something too I think about too is like, Sting is such a big star, but like Sting really got such a big boost in WCW when he was quiet and he didn't talk and everything like that. And like he became like the top baby face for WCW and that against the NWO. It's just like, so the aspect of having to speak makes sense to you. Oh, Rob, you're up.
Happens every time.
Once a podcast, it happens.
Yeah, but he was not talking when he comes in with the lights out, lights on.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's the thing too. Is like
I was there, and everybody's chanting my name.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah.
Still pop for Sting if they thought it was me.
They thought it was you, right? I bet. See, that's the neat thing, though, and like, but that speaks to like how you handled yourself in ECW. I think could have transferred over in WWE if they knew how to position it in the right manner.
Right. If they let me do my thing, trust me to do my thing. But they wanted me to do my thing sort of under their guidelines, and then eventually dissolve their guidelines. I was too old to do that. I was 20 years in the business. I already was developed where I didn't want to change my style. I was proud of it. I was happy with it. And I'm not just a worker. I'm a wrestler. A worker can be any character. You Dark the Clown, you Bob Orton. I can't do that. I'm not a worker. That kind of a worker. I'm a wrestler.
Right. That's it.
And I thought wrestling was the bottom line. If I can't talk, so what? At least I can wrestle. But they go, if you can't talk, you can't wrestle.
No, it's all about the how you can have charisma, but you don't necessarily have to convey that with what you have to say.
My uncle said I had something special because
Right.
I connected everybody in the audience without saying a word.
Right. 100%. 100%.
I point up. I don't even point at them, and then they're popped for no reason because I'm pointing up for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. I love it.
Hey Rob, you know why I point up?
Do I what?
You know why I point up?
I think you started doing it in Memphis, and because you almost hit the ceiling.
Right.
Okay.
On Wikipedia says I do it in honor of my uncle.
So you do.
That sounds better. Yeah, he just started doing it in Memphis and pointing up at the which he didn't hit. I think they said during the match they might have said, I think he might have hit the lights or something like that. But
my hair did. But anyway, I'm imitating Chicken Little. The sky's falling.
oh shit!
Oh, how about that? Wow,
It is
that's
true.
crazy. I know. I read that too on Wikipedia that they said they do it.
My uncle imitated Frankenstein and King Kong.
Yeah, really? Hell yeah. That's
How? How
Well,
so?
like he moves like this and acts like something buzzing by him. That's King Kong swatting the airplanes. And the other guy is kind of a monster.
Yeah, cool.
Mhm. Yeah.
He was trying to swat airplanes and be a monster.
Hell yeah, that makes plenty of
He
sense
was,
too.
but nobody knew that. They just thought he'd be crazy.
Hell yeah.
In my mind, I imitate the Sheik, Jimmy Snuka, Tiger Mask, those guys. So in my mind, I'm imitating those guys my way, so nobody knows that. So I don't look silly to you. The Sheik don't do that. But in my mind, I think I'm doing it like he does. So those three guys make Sabu.
Right. And then you turn it into your own thing anyways too when you do that.
I didn't take their moves, I took their actions kind of.
Right. 100%. Yep. Right. Rob, is there anybody you maybe subconsciously did that with too? Like you kind of patterned yourself after and adapted some stuff that you've seen?
Practice was on purpose. I do that. I put the conscious in there.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't imitate somebody I don't know about. I imitate somebody I admire. It's
Right.
conscious. I say,
Right. That's the way to do it.
I resemble the Sheik, but that's subconsciously. I'm not trying to. And sometimes when I talk, when I hear an interview, I go, fuck, she could have said that.
Damn.
Remember that time we went to Vermont and he goes, it tastes like somebody pooped in my mouth?
Yeah. Yeah, I just said that the other day, I think.
It tastes like somebody pooped in my mouth.
My uncle was the funniest guy in the world. But in the ring, he's the toughest.
Oh, there we go. Now I see how it happened the first time.
Oh man. So your uncle,
he
was
drove.
he got a good sense of humor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He lived a pretty clean life. He didn't drink or smoke. And now and then he'd hit a joint and go, ooh, that's good.
That's great.
He didn't care if he did. He didn't care. He just
No.
smoked cigarettes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
My uncle was hip. He was cool.
Dude, I see older pictures of him, and he's like such a sharp dresser. I'm like, damn, he got style, man.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. He told me and Dango when we first started wrestling, to always like dress sharp because we're representing the wrestling business. We never did because we didn't have any nice clothes and still don't have any nice clothes. But what's that?
We were young, we were kids. We didn't want to wear a suit.
But it was a lesson that I remember him trying to, tell us. And then when I went and visited Killer Kowalski's wrestling school, he didn't want me to get on the airplane with a tank top. I had like a wife beater. He's like, "Don't you have anything else you can wear?" but this shows my muscles, and I'm 180 pounds. And he was like, "It's like underwear. Anything would be better than that."
I met Kowalski a couple of times. Is he cool? Was he cool?
Yeah, I liked him. He was always super nice to me. He way out of his way when I went to visit because I was just an 18-year-old punk and in high school, and he picked me up from the airport, took me to the hotel, picked me up, took me to the school, took me back to the airport, and then he would always come around whenever WWE was in Massachusetts later on. And I always wondered if he remembered that I was that same kid because I look so different. So much time has passed. It's quite possible that my visit was unremarkable to him, back in the day. So I could never really tell or not, with a straightforward answer if he remembered that or not. But he was always cool though, and he would always have students with him at the WWE arenas, and he would always introduce them to me and say, "This guy's the best."
Yeah. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome too. Sabu, is there something
they got here? He really put me over strong.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
he's the best, but I ain't trained him, right?
He's the best, but yeah.
He's the what?
He said you're the best, but he didn't train you.
No,
He
almost did. No, but him and Sheik got trained by the same person.
Did they?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Bert Ruby trained both of them.
Whoa. That's great. I'm writing that down, Bert Ruby.
So I kind of feel like, like I got some of the same old school fundamentals passed on to me.
That's sweet.
Well, you're in old school.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, a ton of Sheiks, but some of Kowalski's too, probably, or at least Bert Ruby's.
Yeah.
Well, these guys kind of had the same rules, don't smoke in the dressing room, take it serious, go to the gym, wear a suit.
Yeah, no, it was all about protecting the business back then. And people don't even understand when you try to tell them now. They think it sounds silly, but it was like
I still have people ask me if it's fake. I said, if you don't know by now, it's not.
Right. If you don't know by now.
I feel like usually it comes across insulting still to me if they ask. Sometimes not. Like if it's an old person and they're just real curious and they really want to know. I know they're not trying to insult me, but other times, like there's things that don't hurt my feelings, but I can still tell that they're trying to insult me by saying it. You know what I mean? Like a guy that shaves his head, he knows he's bald. He wants to be bald. But when people say, "Hey, get your bald ass out of my way," he understands they're trying to insult him, even though he's not put down by their values, right?
Right, yeah.
People call me old man. I said, old man, I'm a wise man now. I'm not as dumb as I used to be.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that too. Oh, man. We got some more super chats in here. Devin wants to ask this one. He's like, I know you've both talked about this before, but can we please hear the story of RVD and Sabu being pulled over in 2006? So, yeah, we covered this plenty of times, but is there anything you guys want to add additionally to that, I guess?
We were driving down the road. Oh, my phone just died. Oh, baby. Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. We'll get Sabu back. That's great. Yeah.
Damn. Well, I guess, I really wanted his input on this too.
Yeah, I did too. We'll get him back.
We'll come back to the question because I really want to know if Sabu remembers a couple of things the same way that I remember them. And also, I wonder if Sabu, do you realize that we weren't even arrested?
Do you know that, Sabu? He's thinking about it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he's thinking about it.
If we get his voice back,
I'm gonna screenshot this real quick because this is just funny. I like it. Real quick here. There we go. We'll put that on socials. All right, he'll come back. Let me see if there's a question I can ask. Oh, okay. Seth just chimes in with this. Thanks for the $20, Seth. He says, Sab effing boo. Where's Fonzie at? We need a full reunion. Hell yeah.
That's true. It's probably been a while since three of us have been on. That'd be so easy to do too. I thought about it, but then my follow-up game is weak.
Yeah, we'll get Fonzie on here again at some point. I just recorded with Fonzie earlier this week, so we can definitely make it happen. Awesome. Rob, let's plug while we wait for Sabu to get back. Let's plug there's a match finally announced for Only Wrestlers. The fans voted and it is revealed it is going to be Brian Cage versus Chris Masters is one of the matches that is up on tap for March 20th coming up here.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I mean, I would want to see that matchup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of like when I was a kid watching WrestleMania 3 and seeing Hercules fight against Billy Jack. Just because they were both, big muscle men, jacked, and so strong. And I think Cage is like from another planet now, when it comes to that. And I haven't seen Chris in a while. I just, but with evolution, the characters of the Billy Jack Haynes and Hercules have now grown to bigger than life realities. And so, I mean, every time I look at Cage, on Instagram and his pictures, I'm blown away, like how massive and how developed he is, and I think I said before, it's starting to remind me of Hercules. I was a fan of Hercules when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think Cage, and again, I mean, Chris is my boy, and I haven't seen him in a while and stuff. But I think that from what I can tell, it looks like Cage is like peaking, whereas maybe Masters used to do some drugs he doesn't do now. I think, from when he was at his most, jacked up.
Right.
trying to say this the right way. But in any event, I think Cage looks like he should be a juggernaut and should be just fucking steamrolling over everybody in the industry, personally.
Oh man, like he had such a cool run in Lucha Underground, like back then when that show was going on. And I was pumped when he got to AEW because, like, man, I was like, I can't wait. They paired him up with Taz, which I thought was a cool pairing. And I was like, you're gonna do some cool shit with them. And then like they put him on for a while, then they took him off, and then now he's in a tag team with Lance Archer, which I think is great. But it's just like they can do so much more with those guys. I would love to see them really build him up. And what you're saying too, right now, his new look, he does look a lot like Hercules because he's got a beard and it's like his, everything like that. Yeah, it looks really like Hercules.
That's a big part of it too.
Yeah, man. So
what a freak!
What a freak! But
looking forward to seeing that matchup.
Absolutely. And so right now, guys, too, if you go to onlywrestlers.com and you subscribe, you can sign up and you can vote right now. The votes right now are two interesting ones. You can vote to who will face Zia Brookside on March 20th. Right now, your choices, too. Well, you got some good choices here. Tessa Blanchard, Danny Moe, and Jordan Blue. So I won't spoil it who's in the lead here, but those are some good choices that you can vote, cast your vote, and see who Zia will face. And then same with Kerry Morton Jr. or Kerry Morton, excuse me. Yeah, you can choose Caleb Conley, Charlie Haas, or Luke Hawks. How about that? So those are three heavy hitters that you can get with Kerry Morton.
Looking forward to seeing Charlie too. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Charlie's awesome. I was a huge fan of him back too in those days because he could just go in the ring like crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be great to see.
Good dude.
Good, really good dude. Yeah. So guys, March 20th, make sure you hit it. You can check it out at onlywrestlers.com when you subscribe to anybody that is a part of the event, or you can sign up on the Only Wrestlers page too. That's on there too as well. But if you're in the LA area, you can also go to the show. So be sure to do that. There's a meet and greet as I'm advertising right here. But check it out, onlywrestlers.com. Also in tandem with Violent J's Juggalo Championship Wrestling. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, and then something that was mentioned and then not talked about in a little while was the raising funds for the LA fire victims. So I'm gonna look back into that and see like what all we're doing, for that. I found my outfit that that I plan on donating for the cause, but I don't want to do it if they're not doing one. If it's just, if nobody knows about it and it's just someone's gonna get my outfit for $300, like that's really gonna help somebody water their grass in LA for a week.
Right.
But anyway, hopefully it'll be something that the whole OWA can get behind, maybe contribute other things. We still got like almost a month, so that's just come back to the front of my brain, and so I'm going to find out some information about that, because there's otherwise, what I'm saying is, like, I don't know, I guess all of the profiles on Only Wrestlers have something where you can do your own auction on your profile. It just seems like it would be so small right now doing something like that. And I know that originally when we put this show together in Hollywood, there was a percentage of some of the tickets. I guess the percentage of the OWA subscription was going to go to it or something. So anyway, yeah. So I get the details on all of that, and we'll have a little more to talk about next week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and if there's anything we can do on the show and stuff like that, I'll be happy to make a graphic or do anything like that to get the word out about it and send out some links or whatever, so we can make it freaking happen. Trying to think what else we can do here while we wait for Sabu. He's got to recharge his phone because it just died, everybody. We had Sabu on if you're just tuning in. Hopefully we'll get him back here. But Rob is
quarter after, maybe.
Yeah, we could do that a little bit. Let me see if there was anything in the news I wanted to chat with you about real quick before we cover anything else. Let's see.
I wonder if anyone in the chat room is as interested in the declassification of the JFK files as I am.
Oh, yeah. So what all have they released, if anything, yet? It's kind of a work in progress, right, that they're going with? So
yeah, and it keeps I don't really know if it's going to go anywhere. Like the latest news was the FBI found like 2,441 random, don't know if that's the exact number, document they found, from the Warren Commission from like 1967, Mm-hmm. But from what I understand, that means it wasn't turned in, and that's why it hasn't been turned over. And so it seems that, and I mean, I can only put together information, tidbits from what I get, from looking around and seeing different things. But one, they think that there's evidence that there is a second shooter, and that's pretty big. That's pretty big. That Lee Harvey Oswald was not the lone gunman.
Yeah,
we don't know yet for sure that it's evidence, but this politician, what is she? Well, her name is Luna anyway, and you can look her up on YouTube, and that's all she talks about is it looks like there's two, and it has a lot to do with the magic bullet, how that's bullshit,
right,
and how there was other bullets, and then also they were studying Lee Harvey Oswald long before this, and so I understand some of those papers have now been released. Hey, Sabu made it back. Hey, what up, Sabu? Can you hear us?
You might have to hit unmute, Sabu, unless
we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. There we go.
Hey, but anyway, yeah. So they acted like Lee Harvey Oswald was this, strange, out of nowhere, goofy guy. That anyway, they've been following him for a long time. He'd been working with the CIA and the FBI. Had been following him. Had a huge report on him for like I think 3 years or something. And so anyway, that alone also tells us that the Warren Commission was bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't think we know much more than that now. And I think they're even talking about redacting everything, but I really don't know what, it's like, it's hard to get updated info that's exciting, because you look at something from like 9 months ago and they were as excited as they are now.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously now there's those extra files, but at the same time, one of the interviews said that somebody said that Trump told him if the FBI showed you what they showed me, you wouldn't want those files to get out either.
Wow.
That was what. Yeah, and it's like how I don't if the CIA is involved in setting up the plot to assassinate JFK, which they likely are, then I don't think the world could take it. I don't think the United States could take that without losing all trust in our government, personally.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah. I know that's the thing that's so wild about it, is like, you think about all the repercussions that'll have, like, if it does, everything comes to, fruition and you see all of it. It's
Any thoughts on that?
No, I'm not listening.
Just talking about the JFK, the Warren Commission report.
Have you seen the new footage where the guy in the front seat shot behind and hit the
Yeah, that's not even new. You know who first showed me that footage? Pee-wee.
Really?
And I thought, I can't believe this guy is such an idiot. He's going, no, you can see it right there. And it looks like the driver turns around and shoots. And Pee-wee was saying, you can see it right there. And I was like, I can't. You really think that he could do that and get away with it and nobody would fucking know? And now people are starting to like believe it again. Or it's a whole conspiracy theory. People think that happened. He turned around and shot right in front of everybody. It's not new footage though. That's the Sabu film and Pee-wee. Fucking Pee-wee.
Fucking Pee-wee. Sabu, does that stuff interest you though, like the JFK stuff, or like any of the conspiracy theory stuff?
I'm attention.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
So also, and then also along with that is possibly some information on RFK and MLK as well, because all of their assassinations leave a lot of facts to be desired.
Right, absolutely.
RFK was in front of him, but he got shot in the back.
Who's that?
RFK, the gunman was in front of him, Sirhan, but they said,
oh, right.
He got shot in the back. What?
Oh,
right, yeah, no. RFK Jr. says he doesn't think Sirhan's gun shot his dad at all.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
Because it came from the back, like you said.
Yeah. Man.
Yo, Rob, we're going to take a quick time out just to say that this week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Get Blitzed. Get Blitzed Lit Aid Nano-Infused THC Syrup is a premium cannabis-infused syrup formulated with nanotechnology for fast-acting effects. And that advanced nanotechnology formulation allows for quicker onset and enhanced potency compared to regular THC syrup. It's Delta-9 and legal in all 50 states, every single one. And you have several syrups to choose from Blue Raz to Key Lime Pie to Pina Colada to Tiger's Blood to Cherry to Grape. Just head to get-blitz.com, use promo code RVD, and get 15% off your whole order. Could be a bottle, could be a bundle, your choice. But yes, head to get-blitz.com, use promo code RVD, and it is by Mickey Ray Sinatra and Courtney. Take a look. Head to get-blitz.com, promo code RVD, get 15% off. It's one of a kind, baby.
Well, Sabu, right before your phone died, that question, we wanted to circle back to it real quick. Let's find it here. Yeah, like Devin said, I know you talked about it before, but can we please hear the story of RVD and Sabu being pulled over in 2006? So, yeah.
So I'm driving, speeding, But not on purpose speeding, but I drove fast and was careless, just trying to get from town to town, nighttime, and went through a speed trap. Not that I'm ducking the blame, but I got pulled over and I had some really good smelling weed in a bag in the center console, and the cop could smell it. And so, I was just like, yeah, we got weed, it's right here. And, pretty soon they pulled all our shit out, all our luggage all over the ground and everything, and then had me drive and follow him back to the police station, and then we paid. I think we used an ATM. Did we use an ATM there? It seems like we used. Who's frozen in fear.
Oh, he's frozen.
Looks like he's looking at fire. I feel like we used an ATM machine right there. It was at the fucking police station. But anyway, we gave him some money. We left, and then Sabu was like, "Oh, we need to tell Johnny, what happened." I'm like, "Why the fuck would you tell? Why are you gonna self-snitch?" Like, dude, because I got pulled over lots of times and never worried about telling anybody, and nobody almost ever found out, So that was like the furthest thing from my mind. I didn't realize how big of a deal that it was. But like I've been saying lately, even though I've heard me in interviews talk about the big arrest, I now know that I wasn't even arrested. So that's what I want to ask Sabu about and see if he realizes that.
Yeah.
If he comes back.
If he comes back. That had me going. I was like, Sabu's really into this, so I wonder what he's going to say. And then he was frozen.
Yeah, the guy took our money, and then we signed some shit, and said I think there was a court date or something, maybe, I don't know, but we left, and then he came out in the parking lot while we were getting in our cars. He said, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry." He goes, I forgot to get your mug shots. He goes, let me get him right here. And he took our mug shots, look this way, look that way, standing in the parking lot. And that's what I want to ask Sabu if he remembers that. Because that was like so weird. And now I realize that was not an actual arrest. That was bullshit.
Wow, that's crazy. I never getting mug shots in the parking lot. That makes zero sense.
Right. And you don't drive when you're arrested. You don't drive when you're being detained. You know what I mean? Like, you lose your rights. So that never happened.
Man, that's crazy. Let's get a couple super chats. I know I
got suspended for 30 days. And then, both championship belts were forfeited. And then I felt like ECW was in the toilet, swirling down the drain, and that they wanted to flush it.
Yeah.
And so my passion was gone. I said, all right, I'm finishing up my contract, and then I need a break. I'm not going to resign. And talked many times about what it would take for me to resign, and I chose spirit first. It was priority for me to get my spirit healthy, and I couldn't do that if I was chained to a timetable, because I'd be counting the days till I had to come back. What they offered was, how about you sign for 6 months, or you sign, it says you'll come back in 6 months, you go enjoy yourself. Okay, a year, whatever. And I was like, I can't do it. I got to know what it feels like to be free in order to grow from where I'm at right now. And I just knew that, I've been doing a lot of inside studying, and I needed that. The career had been so consuming for the last 7 years that I felt like I'd had enough of giving everything to that. And I needed my spirit to be healthy again. I needed to be detached from what was consuming me, and only then would I be able to grow enough to where I would know when it would feel good and I'd be strong enough to go back. And it never fucking happened.
Yeah, man.
You know?
When you think about, were you kind of checked out of wrestling at that point too, for the just the aspect of wrestling and the hustle and bustle of what the WWE ecosystem was?
I was then. I didn't care if I ever got set foot on an airplane again.
Right.
I did not want to travel. I was done and burnt out with everything. And some months went by, and I didn't want to do anything. I wasn't looking into it. And it was a friend of mine, Kirk White, who's a wrestling promoter, big time wrestling nonetheless, in California, not the shitty one in Ohio, but Kirk White said, "Hey, I've been talking to this guy in Portugal. I guess he's going to book you there." And I'm like, "What do you mean? He guess he's going to book me?" He said, "Yeah, no, I guess he's." And I guess he's going to book you in Portugal. I told him I'd take this much, and he said okay. And I was like, oh, he did. And that set my new standards, and I owe Kirk White for that, because after Kirk, that became my new standard, and I was like, well, I guess it's worth it to leave home if I'm going to be getting this much. Any less than that, I don't want to do it. And that was probably 97, 98 or whatever. And then, and also the promoter in Portugal became a good friend of mine as well.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so this happened in before you went to WWE? That book and pray? 97, 98?
Oh, that doesn't make sense, does it?
Would it be 2007 or 2008?
Yeah, I guess it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I was trying to line it up too, because you left WWE in 2007, right? Initially, is that right?
Yeah.
And then you started.
Here's why I don't know how, though, because this always confuses me whenever I stay thinking about this long enough. ECW One Night Stand was in June, right? It's a June pay-per-view.
Yeah,
June. I won the WWE Championship belt. Okay, then I got a few weeks later. Now it's July. I get suspended for 30 days. Now it's August. I didn't think I stuck around that long, so I'm trying to figure out how did I make it into 97. But I know I did. 2007. No, 97. Wait.
No, 2007.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2007. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I was around a little bit longer. Maybe I had the belt longer than I thought I had. Maybe I don't know. I just remember my contract was coming up, and then
I'm taking a look right now. Let's see. So WWE 2007. It says we're taking a look. Oh, there's a lot of stuff on you. Okay, here we go. He returned to the independent interview. Okay, the day after. Wait, let's see. It's not giving me a date. So, okay. Rob Van Dam once again faced Orton at One Night Stand on June 3rd, this time in a stretcher match. Although it looked as if
a year later, how the fuck did that happen?
So this is this is 2007. So this was the following One Night Stand, right? And then so despite when the match, Orton continued to attack Van Dam, ending with an elevated DDT off the barricade, and then you were carried out on a stretcher after the match. Van Dam left WWE due to being burnt out and needing time away. And then it says, your return to the independent circuit happened in 2007. You defeated Booker T at Pro Wrestling Alliance Christmas Chaos, which was in Pasadena, Texas, in December 28th of 2007. So
I always knew I could take him.
There you go, right? You shooped him up. And here, this is what you were talking about, Rob. He returned to the independent circuit by competing for Associação Portuguesa de Wrestling, APW, in February of 2008.
Axel. Okay.
So there we go. And then New Wrestling Evolution in Spain, then you wrestled after that.
That was Rikishi's group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, that's right.
That was fun.
And then you also wrestled for the Inoki Genome Federation, too, the IGF in 2008. Yeah. Yes. So how about that? So there we go. We got it all. And then, so yeah, because I was trying to think.
And the first WrestleCon too, by the way. Or no, not the first WrestleCon. Was it called Russell Crowe Con or something? It was in LA. It was by the airport. And I actually think they might have had Russell there and called it WrestleCon, but I'm not sure. But I think so. And anyway, that was like one show that I worked during a long period where I wasn't working shows, but they met my fee set in Portugal. Thanks, Axel. And then I wrestled Chris Roderick, and Chris Hero.
Oh, yeah,
Roderick Strong and Chris Hero.
Yeah, the date's right here, Rob. January 30th, 2010, you made your debut for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. So I didn't even know that happened. As part of Wrestle Reunion 4.
Wrestle Reunion, it doesn't say Wrestle or anything.
Yeah, Wrestle Reunion is what it was called. So, yeah. Wow, look at this. This is crazy. Yeah, and you're right about it being like a convention because it was Bruno was there, Austin Idol, DDP, Daphne, Chavo Guerrero, Bret Hart, Larry Zbyszko, Nick Bockwinkel, who we just talked about, Stan Hansen, Tammy Lynn, get out of the jail free card. She was there.
Yes,
JJ Dillon. How about that? So wow, that what an event that was. Larry, oh my God, I can't speak. Larry Zbyszko wrestled. He defeated Scotty Too Hotty in a match.
Oh shit!
Holy shit! But yeah, you in the main event though of Kurt Russell Reunion. You
Wrestle Reunion.
Yeah, you defeated Roderick Strong and Chris Hero in a three-way match. How about that? That's pretty damn sweet. Yeah, for Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I believe it was 2010 that I went to TNA, which I went because the Hulkster poached me on my radio show.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the Blog Talk radio show.
I remember.
And he called and my cell phone, and I said, "Hey, can you call this other number?" And he did, and he hung out. Seems like for like an hour talking, and I was just like, "Well, Hawkster, you tell me why TNA needs RVD. Why should I go there?" You know, Coach, brother, it's taking off. We need you, bro. You know, it was just, I can't remember. It'd be interesting to go back. I think it's on my YouTube page. It'd be interesting to go back and listen to that. But that led to me signing with Impact. But I never had that whatever it takes. That I never had that fucking willingness to subject myself to the monotony of being on the full-time, never-ending schedule that I was on before. So everything else, you know, that's been considered in every deal or whatever. You know what's interesting? I remember when I was a kid wanting to wrestle. Maybe I was just getting into it, but I think I was younger than that. And WWF is all that I got to watch on TV, right? And there was this wrestler that a Southern boy, and he just seemed, you know, like not that special, acne all over his face and stuff. And he was a tag team, and he wore the flag, the Southern flag, on his back. And I would anyway I remember seeing him live, like at the Kellogg Center and stuff, and then he was gone. And I don't remember how I got the info, if it was in a wrestling magazine or what. Must have been. I can't imagine how else I would have got the info, but it said that he didn't like the road life. He missed his family, and being on the road he wasn't cut out for it. And I always held that wrestler in contempt of the business for what he did. But at the same time, I've always realized I'm that guy too. And I ended up finally meeting him on an airplane on the way to Japan. And of course, it was Steve Armstrong.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. How about that? Whoa.
Yeah.
And that's pretty wild to think, because like when you think of the Armstrongs, like Steve doesn't pop up in the head that much, right? Because he didn't. Yeah, he didn't continue doing it. You know,
he was really unremarkable from what I remember as a fan. You know, it wasn't like whoa, you know, in any way. But he was a character, and he had a job there. And I can't remember if it was a tag team or if he was like the Rockin' Rebel or something. Can't remember what they called him or whatever. But that always stuck out in my mind. Like, does he not realize that I would give my fucking left leg to have his life, you know? And what the fuck, he's going to leave on his own when he's on TV? You know, I gave him the Chris Benoit speech in my head. You know, totally. And I get it, because it's like what comes around goes around.
Yeah. Wow.
And then in like 94, he'd be sitting next to me on an airplane on the way to Japan. He'd be like, "Hey, man, do you like pills? Do you like to take pills? What do you got? You want to trade some?" That was his opener.
That was his opener. Yeah, he came back in WCW and wrestled for a few years, but he didn't, like, to your point, Rob, he was just, he didn't stick around with it too much.
But I get it now, and I couldn't get that as a fan. And I get why fans wouldn't understand that of me.
Well, it's funny too, Rob, because like I didn't really get it either for a long time. And then obviously like talking to you guys, and then even now doing the very little travel that I do in comparison to you guys, and just going back and forth on a plane, and then thinking about like you guys doing it every fucking day. I'm just like, no, thanks. Right?
Never ending.
Yeah, never ending, dude.
And it's cool if you're down for it, you know, but it's also tiresome.
Right. Mm-hmm. Dave C asks a question here for $2. Do you sell nunchucks?
No.
Okay. And then he follows up, can I buy an autographed pick? There's a way you can do that, Dave. You can do the personalized stuff on your Only Wrestlers, right, Rob?
You can, yeah. I just don't have like pictures posted up there for them to choose yet.
Yeah.
I can personalize them. Otherwise, the only other place is my eBay has pre-autographed. Like it won't say, you know, to John or whatever. But they have a lot of, I sign stuff and give it to my eBay guy in LA all the time. So he has that stuff. And I'll have to put some picture options. I still got to put the box of rolling papers up there, like Maddie, Mr. Marijuana, had asked me to do a long time ago in the store. So those are the only places. But I used to sell nunchucks though when I was doing the indies in 92 before WCW and 93 after WCW. I would have 2 tables full of gimmicks. And I would have bags, like 2 big bags, and I'd pull out like there was these throwing stars, but they had rubber suction cups on them. Mm-hmm. There was foam nunchucks. There was yin yang necklaces. There was wrestling VHS tapes that I got from the dollar store that were like, I think $1.99, and you got like a 5-pack or something. And man, I was making a killing on that stuff. Plus pictures and whatever else I could have at the time. Could have been keychains, fucking paperweights, whatever. But foam nunchucks was part of my merchandise that I handled at one time. And I do love nunchucks. I think they're such a cool weapon. But that's my full complete answer on that one.
How about that? And Dave said his homie had the nunchucks, actually. How about that?
That's
Maybe.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Maybe got him from a table in Cordele City, Georgia.
Maybe. And then, so yeah, Dave, Rob will do like personalized stuff on the only wrestlers if you do want something personalized. So.
Yeah, even though I don't have stuff up, you can reach me. You can send me a message on there, and I respond to the messages on Only Wrestlers. So, you could, if you have something in mind, or if you want to hit me up and see what I have, then I'd make that. I guess maybe I can make that viewable. But the store is limited. I put like 5 or 6 items in it, and I haven't really gone back to it yet. But that is a good idea, especially since we're coming up on the 20th. Hopefully, everybody will interact a lot more through the site at the show, and then from there, like I think the talent will be using our platforms while we're there.
Nice.
Yeah. And by the way, if I remember, I'm going to continue the after party in the community chat center for a couple minutes.
Ooh.
10 minutes after the show, whatever it is.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. Guys, get ready. March 20th. Get excited. Maddie was excited for this. He says, remember RVD versus Hogan, 200,000 in the Silver Dome.
Something like that.
Something like that, brother. Dom asked,
27,963. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that was in the Wrestling Observer. I think that.
Do you like we all believed that Andre had never been slammed before, that Hogan and Andre had never wrestled each other before. And then in wrestling magazines, I was able to see like these old pictures of them wrestling and promotions I'd never heard of and stuff. And I would see, like what? Kamala body slammed Andre the Giant? What the fuck? It was a total different history. That's how much control of the narrative in storytelling, but also in the universe as we bought it, that they had.
Well, you're talking synchronicity, Rob. Literally today, I'm in a group chat with some comedians that are wrestling fans and stuff. And he sent me a screenshot of wrestlers who body slammed Andre the Giant today.
Very nice. That is some pretty good synchro.
Yeah. El Canek was the only Mexican wrestler to slam the big fella.
Wow.
And then Harley Race did it twice. Like you said, Kamala. Riki Koshu did it. Big Cat Ernie Ladd. Inoki. Hogan, obviously. Strong Kobayashi. Otto Wands and Stan Hansen were the ones to sing. How about that?
That's it, huh? Wow. That's not a very big list.
Guys, if you buy the new WWE 2K25 game, you could probably get Rob to slam Andre the Giant. Still.
Sweet.
Make it happen. We had a couple other super chats here. Maddie asked, Dom, you got a gig coming up? Driver did it? Oh, he was talking about JFK there. I was just at I did my first announcing gig, Rob. I did a full announcing commentary gig yesterday at
in the wrestling show?
In the wrestling show, yeah. I did a color commentary.
Oh, okay. Did your brother wrestle at it?
He wrestled, yeah. He was in a Survivor Series match. He did a good job.
Yes, I forgot to watch that.
That's okay. I'll send it to you another time. Maybe I'll send you the latest match because it was pretty fun. It was a fun match. So yeah, once they send that over to me, I'll shoot it over your way. But yeah, Maddie, that was fun. Is there a Sabu RVD figure pack signed? Would be wild. Would be sick. Do you guys? I don't think you guys have a 2-pack together.
I don't think so. The only one that I can think of is a 3-pack with Taz.
Yes. Yeah. But otherwise, I don't think so. This was not a super.
I was just thinking that yesterday too. By the way, that like somebody could. You know what made me think about that? The outfit that I am planning on donating to the cause for the fires and shit. It's one of the ones that I used to wear in '96 in ECW, and I can just picture me wearing that with the wrestling with Sabu in Japan, but also like in ECW, and it's like, well, I'll show it to you. I'll show you next week. Hopefully, we'll have the auction going, but it's flames. It's all flames, and for some reason, an action figure has never been made of this outfit. But I used to wear it all the time, and I was thinking, wow, that somehow skipped being an action figure. Like they missed the boat on that. And then I was thinking, what a no-brainer it would be to put me in that outfit and have me and Sabu tagging from ECW in one of his outfits from back then, and like that would be a collector's item, you know.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that would be cool. You'll recognize the outfit though. As a matter of fact, the first shirt that I got made when I was in ECW was there's this Japanese guy, an artist, a fan, and he would draw our pictures of us, and it looked really cool. He drew me on mine. He drew Sabu's. He drew Raven's.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was known for doing a lot of that. And I had a bunch of copies made of it, and that became my shirt because he gave it to me as a gift, a T-shirt with me in this outfit that I'm, you know, considering parting with, that I think I'm going to part with. But anyway, it was a big piece of history that like people are going to say, oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, we got to get the word out good about that then. When you auction it off, if that's the one you choose.
Yeah.
Maddie asked this, and we talked about this before. I think this is while Sabu was here, so maybe he wanted his insight. But thoughts on TNA and the NXT collaboration lately? Lights out, Sabu. Oh, so I don't know if you've seen it, Rob, but the Hardy Boys are coming back next week from it. They're the TNA Tag Team Champions. They're going to
awesome.
they're going to be on NXT. Moose showed up in NXT. And then who else? Well, Jordan Grace, now she's officially part of NXT. She was with TNA, but now she's in NXT. So
okay.
So yeah, they've been doing some really neat stuff. It's definitely feeling like the early AEW when it started off, because they're bringing in people unexpected, and it's kind of like, almost appointment television. Like, I got to watch this to see what's next. So they're doing
right. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So they're doing a good job there. They definitely caught my interest.
Yeah. I knew about some of that, but I saw the thing about Moose and Jordan Grace. That's awesome for the Hardys, and cool time in wrestling, right? Like when you think about it, like shit that's unprecedented is being done.
Unprecedented.
Yeah.
Woo-wee.
Pretty cool.
Pretty darn cool. This was not a super chat, but I found this to be an interesting question, way off the beaten path, and kind of tied into what we were talking about a little bit last week, Rob. 36 Love. Hey, guys, this question is unrelated to wrestling, but I just need advice. How do I cope with a woman that doesn't want me? I've been going back and forth trying to let it go. It's hard. Rob, any thoughts on that? Any experience you could...
Well, you just said it right there. She doesn't want you. So be realistic. If she doesn't want you, stop imagining that it could work out and check and see if it's just your ego that is hurt. Because if so, then I would recommend you just take it on the chin. Instead of trying to satisfy that ego. I was with an older girl when I was really young for a while, and not a really great relationship, but convenient. And I was really young and stupid. We broke up and got back together a lot. But one time she found somebody, and then all of a sudden, like, she was engaged to this person. Her parents loved him. He was like a winner all the way. My ego hated that. And so I had to have her back. I had to have her crush this guy's dreams, because who the fuck was he to be fucking with her? And why isn't he scared of me? You know, that was just ego games. And so, man, matter of fact, we talked last week about standing up, and I said I stood one person up. I got stood up once. This night was when I stood up. This girl I had a date with, and I stood her up to go and talk to the ex, and I thought I could do both of them. But as I'm there spending time, and we're talking longer and longer and longer, and my ego was wanting to leave there with a W, which meant that we were going to get back together. And so I ended up missing my date, standing here completely up like an asshole. And then, like an even bigger asshole, had the ex cancel all these plans. They were, going to get married, and the parents loved each other, and they probably could have been perfect for each other. And my ego couldn't take that L. So I got her back, and then I was just same asshole that I was before. Still too young to be in a relationship like that, and to be able to handle it. And when I look back at it now, like, man, I wish I would have just let them be happily ever after. It took that L, but my ego said, wait, she doesn't want me? Like, fuck no, that hurts too bad. Not worth it, in my opinion. Don't obsess about it. Be realistic with yourself. And you can only see what you can see, but eventually there'll be a bigger picture. And if you do the right thing now, you'll be glad when you're looking at the bigger picture later.
Yeah, 100%. I too, when I know a girl's not interested in me, it's almost kind of funny to make fun of it too, in a certain way. Like, I'll completely read a girl, like I'll start talking to her, and I can immediately, she's definitely not vibing with me, and I'll be like, just in my head, well, fuck it, that's it, and just walk away from it. It's just like, yeah, that's it. You just take the L on a lot of the things. It's just like, that's life. You interact with people. Some people are not going to vibe with you, and you're not going to vibe with them, and it's just like, all right, well, yeah, and find some humor in it if you can. It's a good way to kind of help.
This one ain't working out. Get away from it so you can go and be available when you do stumble across the one that will work out.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Yeah.
Speaking of, a friend of ours is getting married.
How about that? What, I hear wedding bells.
Yes. So many people on Facebook have been sending me messages, keeping me up with the Chilla Costa Nostra, the Bobby Fulton crime family. And I appreciate that. And man, this week, everybody, the news came out. Now we know what Bobby's been doing with all the funds he's been saving by not paying everybody. He got a ring on his girl, and they're going to get married. I heard it's supposed to be the day after this show in Chillicothe. I don't know, but I know some people in Chillicothe, right? I mean, they've been reaching out to me, wanting to help me, all this. The show is on the 8th, so maybe the 9th will be the special day. One thing that I was able to do was I was able to get a copy of Bad Business Bobby's marriage vows. Yeah. And so I'm going to leak it here to the world, everyone that's interested in Bad Business Bobby and his wascally little scams. And so anyway, first off, congratulations on on the newly soon to be wed couple. Great people. And let's let everyone hear, because I know that Bobby worked on this really hard, and it's really a beautiful piece. And to tell you the truth, like it made me see him in a more sentimental way, you know, on a different wavelength, because obviously you could just see he's radiating with love.
Tugs at the heartstrings.
I didn't know Bobby could be this genuine.
My goodness. Okay. Are you guys ready? Here we go.
Roses are red, violets are blue. They can't make you testify if I'm married to you. I'll love you forever, unless times are bad, in which case lies will replace the good times we had. My partner in crime till the end of time, through hustles, robberies, and scams. You're the dream I don't deserve to have, the scumbag that I am. If I say I quit, it don't mean shit. I'm just lying to get by. For in the end, best friend, to hell I'll send the inseparable you and I. Sorry, I didn't mean to spit.
Wow.
That is so sweet. That is so sweet.
If I think about all the love letters that I've read in my life and the vows that I've heard exchanged, that might top it, Rob.
That is, I had to share that with people.
You guys got it here first. Send that to Dave Meltzer, everybody. Maybe he'll put it in the newsletter.
I think I'll post that on my social media. Maybe.
Yes. My goodness.
Beautiful. Anyway, congratulations on
congratulations.
You know, I'm going to be throwing Bobby his bachelor party, by the way.
Oh, nice. What's the plan? Do you have something laid out?
Putting it together now. I'm talking to a few of his friends, you know, that know Party Bobby, you know, because I just know bad business Bobby. And so we're seeing like what he likes, what he's into, what's fun for him, what's not, you know. And we're just starting those talks. But, you know, we actually interviewed one of his friends here on video, and maybe this will help anyone else that might have some ideas they want to bring forth in the chat room or to me. You know, I got a little bit of time before I throw this together, but you can maybe get a little idea of what Bad Business Bobby's into from this video.
Now let's take a look here, everybody.
I'm going to play you a quick video from a guest we had on about 2 years ago where she talks about Bobby Fulton. Now, again, this is purely the guest's story, but I'd like you to weigh in on it after this video plays, okay?
Sure.
What's up? And I was laying on a bathroom floor, and I know that he had come in with one of the other girls, and obviously something didn't work out. And the next thing I knew, he was, you know, tilting my face and jacking on my face, like, and I couldn't move. There was nothing I could do, but I seen that it was him. So regardless of how he wants to try to defend himself now, when I go at him on social media, you know, only God knows how many people he probably did that to. And whether or not you remember it, I remember it fucking so crystal clear. It's so like yesterday.
Angel. What'd you think of that, Rob?
Disgusting. And she's talking about dildo?
No, she is not. She's talking about the others. The other
dad.
one.
The dad?
The dad, yes.
Wow. I'm telling you, man, he's got a lot of people fooled. He is not a good person.
Isn't that fantastic?
Oh, my God. That is fantastic.
I had to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wow. You know, these are really bad people. So.
Jeez.
Wow. So we're gonna talk. I'll talk, and put some other ideas together because I don't really know about what kind of party that was.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't want Bad Business Bobby to find out anyway. I'm setting this bachelor party up and I want to surprise him. So we'll talk to some more of his friends.
Some other input.
Yeah.
Good golly. He's Bobby.
All right, Dom. So congratulations. And basically, everyone, this is just your weekly reminder that Bobby Fulton is a scumbag.
That's it. Those vows were beautiful, though. I will say that. That was pretty good.
I'll probably go back and watch it a few times over and over.
I might download it to my phone and listen to it while I'm at work tomorrow and stuff, too.
I might give it to Katie and see if I can swoon her.
Ooh, there you go. Man, I know Valentine's Day over, but you can rekindle that. Let's see. Any more? Let's see. What is this? Okay. Maddie chimed in. Bad Business Bobby is dildo hunting season. LMFO, RVD. Dildo hunting season. Dave C.
Somebody sent me a message that said that Bobby had said that I went too far. No, there is no too far after you're putting phone numbers out there, after you're even starting to just make up shit. From that point that you're used to getting away with, from that point, no, there's nothing that's off limits that I can do to fuck you up.
Man, yep. You play bad business, you reap the benefits. That's for sure.
Scumbag, bad, horrible person.
Not good stuff.
That's it.
Dave asks, "Are you a Chuck Norris fan, RVD? His style or faith?"
I guess I don't know much about his faith.
He's pretty religious, I think. I don't know his faith too much. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I never knew that. His style, I mean, I used to like it. When I grew up, I liked it in the movies. Just straight up American karate. But I love his legend. I love the jokes.
The jokes are great.
Yeah, they're great. He's going down in history as being the baddest man ever on the planet, and so I love that. Never met him. I have been to a couple of his dojos.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, just in random cities. Like they probably pay a franchise to be, Chuck Norris dojo or whatever. You know what I mean? A long time ago. And they had posters of him and shit. And the guy that was a trainer there said he got trained by Chuck, But fucking he's always been around, like since Bruce Lee to fucking still. So, yeah. Yeah. What's not to love?
That's it. Here's a Chuck Norris one. Chuck Norris doesn't flush the toilet. He scares the shit out of it.
That's
a pretty good one.
That is pretty good. Yeah. They're all good.
Yeah, Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch. He simply decides what time it is. Oh, this is a good one. When Chuck Norris turned 18, his parents moved out. I like that one. Maddie, you can take some inspiration from these. All right, let's see.
Hey, Siri, how old is Chuck Norris?
Chuck Norris is 84 years old.
84 years old.
He's looking good, too. I think I saw a recent picture of him and stuff, and he's moving and shaking, man.
William Shatner's like 91 or something, and he's at those conventions. Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh, yeah, William Shatner. I'm going to look him up. Do you know how old Dick Van Dyke is?
Is he alive?
He's alive.
No, I don't know how old.
He's 99.
What?
Dick Van Dyke is 99.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Isn't he? So cool. He was like my first favorite actor as a kid. It was like him or John Ritter, because I remember seeing Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins, and I'm like, I like that guy.
But is it the Dick Van Dyke Show or the Andy Griffith Show?
Dick Van Dyke Show.
Okay. Do you know what the Andy Griffith Show was?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100% I do. I love the Andy Griffith Show. Mm-hmm. I actually went to Mount Airy. One of my cousins, she got married in that area, and that's where Mount Airy is where wherever the town. I can't remember what the name of the town that it was based out of, but that's the Andy Griffith town.
Right.
What's the name of the town? Oh, it's gonna bug me. Can't remember. But William Shatner's 93, Rob.
Mayberry, right?
Mayberry.
But yeah, I wrestled there a couple times.
Did you?
The Mount Airy Fair. One time I wrestled this dude that I had never met before that lived in, I think, Columbia, South Carolina. And he was booked there to wrestle me. And we became kind of friends. And that was Chris Canyon.
What?
Yeah, Mount Airy is where I met him at a fair.
No shit. Dude, that's sweet. Well,
before he hung him or killed himself, I mean.
Well, I'll have to make a graphic. It'll be you and Andy Griffith and Barney Fife and Chris Canyon.
Yeah. He told me like that, and then he was on shows for a while, like the Greg Price was running in the area, and he told me that he had written me from the Army or whatever, and I think I wrote him back. But I actually still had his envelope, his letter in my parents' house. And I didn't know that was him. I had to put two and two together. And he was saying in that letter that he had, man, what a waste. But he said that he had, never mind, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, because it's neat though to the aspect of how like you're friends with Brian Cage, and he's a big Chris Canyon influence.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. But anyway, what he said in the letter was that he had a job for making $60,000 a year as a doctor, and that all his friends thought he was crazy for wanting to give that up to follow a wrestling dream. And he's asking for my advice on that.
Wow. Do you remember what you wrote to him and told him?
No, but I mean, I was far from, the whole effing show. I mean, this must have been, 93? How did he even know who the hell I was? I guess I had WCW fame, and I was probably wrestling for All Japan. I guess back then, that's a pretty big name on the indie scene. Because I'm thinking, what other TV could I have had? But I guess I also had South Atlantic and IWF. All right. I guess I was a huge star.
Big time.
I don't remember. And I don't remember if I wrote him. But why would he ask me if I remembered having the letter? And why would I still have the letter unless I did write him back,
Right. That's a good point.
And it was wow. Okay. Now things are starting to fill in right now. Because here's what happened. I wrestled in a USWA in 91. And then afterwards, Machine Gun Mike Kelly, who was one of the local guys there, Al Snow's partner, R.I.P. Mike Kelly, he gone too. He said, after I did the USWA run, he said, if you want to get your matches that were on TV, he said, you can put an ad in the Wrestling Observer, which, we had the actual printed up hard copies back then. And they were always in the dressing room. And Mike Kelly was saying that I could put in there. And they printed in there, Rob Zakowski is looking for any of his TV matches anyone might have. And I don't know if it had my address, probably. Yeah. I guess so. And then and that was, maybe South Atlantic, which I did after USWA. But, anyway, that's where Chris got my address and wrote it to me, because I got a couple of my matches, and I got this letter from a dude in the Army saying, am I crazy for giving up this awesome career to be a wrestler? Because I just love it, and I believe in it, and I know I can do it. And I know what my thoughts were, which were like, bro, I can't tell you to turn down that fucking guaranteed job in life that you have. You know, wrestling doesn't offer those guarantees. It's not as secure of a life. But if you're going to hate yourself for not following your dreams, you got to do what you got to do.
Is that what you would say now, or is that what you would have said back then too?
That's what I would have said back then.
That's what you would have said back then? Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah, man. Great stuff. Yeah, Canyon was awesome. R.I.P. to him for sure.
Isn't that so crazy that like no one will give a fuck that he's gay? Like, no.
Right. That's the shame of it all too, is like, you know, but I'm sure, but back then too, you think about like if you were gay and you're thinking about all that stuff and like you're internalizing that all the frustration that builds up with that and the self-consciousness that comes with like internalizing something but it's just like, it's a very, like how difficult that could have been to be in that industry to withhold something like that for so long and give that self-torture to yourself. It's really sad.
Yeah. I mean, I never knew, but I really don't think people would have cared that much. I mean, the earlier you go back, the more they would have cared. But if you go back early enough, it used to be illegal.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We were taught that was bad and that was wrong. You know, and people in general, this is one thing that I can tell everybody as a one of a kind nonconformist, proud to be so. Here's what I get from studying people. People like to be told what to do. And then as long as they're told that it's okay, then they gauge how good they're doing in life by how good they follow the directions that we're giving them. And for basic thinkers, that's what makes them a good person or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether they stopped all the way at that 4-way stop sign, even though nobody was around to see it, you know, to them, that makes them a better person because that's what they're told to do. And it really has nothing to do with moral values or anything like that. So, you know, people used to be told gay was illegal, blacks were illegal, pot was illegal. And now still there's people that hate pot and that hate people that smoke pot. And that's great. I'll fight for their rights to hate away as much as they want. But when the government starts saying it's okay, man, so many people now that used to shame pot are now like, well, you know, the gummies help me sleep at night, you know, and it's just because they like to be told what to do. And then, you know, if what they're told to do changes, they'll change with it because they're being a better person by following those directions better. That's how most people gauge. And that's my belief as a nonconformist. So check yourself.
Check yourself. Indeed. Yeah. Good talk here about Canyon. I like him a lot. Dave C asks you this. What are your thoughts on Jeet Kune Do? I love it. Did I say that right? Jeet Kune Do?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's awesome. I don't know a lot other than it was Bruce Lee's sport and art, you know. And, you know, I've seen like what he does, and which is awesome. I don't know if he founded it.
It says a book by Bruce Lee, The Tao of Jeet Kune Do, is a hybrid martial art and conceived and practiced by martial artist Bruce Lee.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm far from an expert on it, but thinking that it's his philosophy and his way of life and art, that makes me think that his expressions, you know, like be like water, for instance, all those things would be included in that. So sounds awesome. You know, yeah. I'm sure I'm a fan. Mostly I mean, mostly like I read a little here or there, or maybe I've taken a class or a lesson or something. But from my experience, most of everything that I was involved in was pretty hard hitting. Like sparring, and then even sparring with different stuff. But like what I mean by that is sparring, kickboxing, which was rough as hell, and then also sparring, even like with karate, sparring with the kendo sticks, sparring with taekwondo. So a lot of and kaji kenbo. A lot of my experience isn't in the passive arts, although I respect them, and I don't know that Jeet Kune Do's passive. I would think that it's not, but then kind of is. I would think it's equally balanced, but that's kind of like what Aikido is about, is finishing the circle of energy. It comes at you, when you use the momentum. But anyway, I like it all. I can't remember come across something where I'm like, I'm not a fan of that way of thinking. Not when it comes to arts and techniques and stuff like that.
Yeah, and to your point, the Jeet Kune Do logo has the yin yang in it, the emblem, and it has using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation in the
right without fighter.
Yeah, and then it also says too that at the heart of it is like crafting responses or counterattacks that effectively target the adversary's offensive moves. So in a way, like you said, it's kind of passive because you're doing defensive instead of offensive. So interesting.
Martial arts is awesome.
Pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I can't believe I used to do so much in a day. Get up and go to school 7 a.m. and go to 7 different classes or whatever, and still go to something afterwards, like maybe a martial arts class, maybe go to the Y and work out. Like, I can't believe I did so much in a day before.
That's pretty wild.
Because the days go by so quick now. Like I could do like one thing a day, maybe 2. And
as a kid too, to be able to go and do all that stuff and have the commitment to it and the passion to it, that speaks to something too. Because a lot of, if you're a teenager, your head's all over the place.
Right. Yeah. And the time window was never as small as it always is now.
Right.
Even at the same time, like if you had, I got till 8 o'clock. That if it's 5 o'clock, that would seem like, oh my God, that's like so far away. Like, I'll ask you what time it is after we play baseball and ride our bikes, and and now it's like 3 hours. Fuck, that's gonna be here like that.
I know it's gonna come like no time. That's the same with wrestling too. It's so funny because I'll be like, my barrier, my barometer was like 2 years. Like 2 years felt like forever in pro wrestling, and now like I think about like somebody like a Kofi Kingston career. He's been in WWE for like 14 years. It's just like, and it doesn't seem that long. It's just like crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, shit.
All right. We'll do we'll close out with these 2 last super chats here, or one last super chat, because I just asked that one. Maddie. Oh, he says, RVD, I'll tag with you and Sabu versus Bad Business Bobby Dildo and my old mate kicked out and played pick a hand with. It's like, what is it, people who love to stir nonstop, who love to stir the pot? What is it with people who love to stir the pot?
Right, man. Some people seem to live off of drama. I'm so glad that Katie doesn't, because we have a very drama-free house. And I've lived in other houses where people are screaming at each other. There's always a fight waiting to happen. You can't trust what people are saying because you think there's hidden messages behind it, and it's, are you sure you're okay? I'm fine. I'm so glad that we don't have that kind of a life now, because I did have it before with the Evil X, and it's easy to see now that we were never supposed to be together. We were such different people, and I always say that, but it's always so fucking true. Wow. And when I think about it, I think a lot of people, like, that's their norm, like whether they're Karens and they're entitled, and so they feel like treating each other bad, treating each other like each other stupid, duh. Like, yeah, I asked you earlier if you wanted that, like we don't do that. You know what I mean? Like there's certain kind of drama that's just part of people's lives. And it leaks out of their conversations into every aspect around them. I didn't realize it, and it's for me, it's so toxic.
Man, yeah, absolutely. It's like people really feed off of drama, and there is that toxic element where it like drains you out, and you get sucked up into it. Not necessarily maybe the drama aspect of it all, but their whole like demeanor and their lifestyle, and it's just like it's it's so refreshing when you get away from those types of people too. When you separate yourself from it.
True
that. All right. That was that's just shame we didn't get Sabu back. We'll have to get him back on at some point.
Yeah.
Get his thoughts.
If you remember, is not being arrested and taking the mug shots in the parking lot.
Yeah. But it will remain a mystery for now. We'll have to wait and figure it out. So there's a little cliffhanger for you guys.
That and why was Bobby jerking off in someone's face while they're sleeping?
Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Did I catch that right?
That's what that gal said. My goodness. Well, guys, if you like what you're hearing, you can rate us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Be sure to go to rvd420.com and get some exclusive RVD glassware from Greek Glass. They do amazing work there. Check them on out. Look at all these ones. You go to rvd420.com and scoop one of yours up of your own. You can also go to 1tsport.com, get some exclusive RVD merchandise like the old school ECW RVD crew neck sweater, or you can get a t-shirt in that form, but plenty of other different items that you can choose from as well. So like if you're watching on Rob's YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe to that. If you're watching on rvdtv.com, be sure to like, subscribe, and share that out as well too. But that should do it for this week, Rob.
YouTube Chris reminded me there is a Sabu and RVD action figure set. It comes with the ECW ring.
Really?
Big box.
Okay.
RVD in a red outfit. Yep. It's the only place where the RVD in that red outfit in ECW is. It's in the box set, but he's right about that. Yeah. Cool. I'm going to go to Only Wrestlers Community Chat Center right now just for a few minutes. A few minutes. Trying to get in the habit of doing that. What's going on there? Got some messages to respond to. I got to put some stuff in the store. I'm going to do that this week. Appreciate you, everybody. Appreciate you, Dom. Yeah. Now it's Sunday, so it'll seem like we're doing it again in like 2 days now.
A few days here. Yeah. So you don't got to take the trash out today, at least. Did you take it out on Thursday?
Thank you for reminding me. That helps. That did help. I was laughing, thinking about you messaging me. Take the trash out.
That's it. Don't forget.
You know what happens though? So I'll forget for 2 or 3 weeks, and then when I finally do remember and I'm excited and I'm taking the trash out, it's like it'll be like one little half-empty bag in the big thing, and I'm like, nobody used the trash this week. Like, what the fuck?
What the hell?
Yeah, like we were gone all week, or what happened? Like,
what's the deal?
And now I don't even want to take it to the end of the driveway.
Right. What's the point now?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, cool guys. Appreciate it, dude.
Guys, next time here on One of a Kind with
Yes, sir.